Hey guys, welcome back. You're at the Thrifty Journal Shop. I'm Amber. If you are new to my channel, hello, I'm so glad that you found me. And for all of you guys that keep coming back, you guys are the best. I hope you're all doing well. All right, today I'm here with my paper bag series. And I also want to talk a little bit about the collaboration real quick. I mentioned this in my last video. So I decided for September, I was going to start this paper bag series and just kind of go with it and see how long we'll go with making paper bag journals. And then I was asked to join a collaboration. It's called the hashtag paperbagjunkjournalpromptchallenge2025. And it's hosted by Cara Mia over at Paper Confessions with Cara Mia. And then also BB at BB's Closet Creations. Then there are other people that are participating in that collaboration. There's a list of prompts. I will leave the details in the description. For the challenge, they are creating a journal out of paper bags, either a large style paper sacks or the lunch paper bags. And then in September, they are having a video every Sunday. So you can check out all those people. They're going to do some prompts. So today I'm actually starting it early because I'm just starting my series and I thought, let me just start on a Sunday. So in my last video, I showed the paper sacks that I was going to use. I'm going to use some large paper bags. I'm not sure how many we're going to add to this journal, but I showed you how I cut them down, and I'll link that video. And I'm also just going to make a playlist called Paper Bag Series and put all of these videos in one, even with the ones I'm doing for the collaboration. The collaboration is just through September. So what I did, I basically cut the paper bag down. I cut it open so you'd have it all open, and I kept the bottom. Now for this one, we are going to use handles. So hopefully you have a paper bag with handles. If not, no biggie, you don't need the handles. Okay, so what I did was I cut down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I cut down 8 of them. And then I basically just folded the paper sack in, and I showed that in the last video. And so what I'm going to do is I will glue these together. So this is going to be a page. This is going to be a page. Then we can just tuck these in there, and that will be our signature. I haven't quite figured out what I'm doing for the cover yet or anything like that. Today, we're just going to put some paint on the papers. I mentioned that in my last video. So whatever paints you have, we're going to make the pages somewhat like these pages. This is one of my journals, and what I did was I just took paper sacks and I took my acrylic paints and just put some color down. So that's what we're going to do today. Some of these I didn't even cut down because I might turn them into pockets, but just for a reference, I cut my paper bags down to like 11 and about 9 3/4. You guys, I like a bigger journal. If you want to do a smaller journal, cut your paper bags down to whatever size you would like. I also saved all of the bottoms, and then this was part of the cut off of one of them too. I saved that. I have the handles that we'll use at some point. Let's just put some paint down. And I might do paint on both sides. I think for now, I'm just going to do paint on one or either or of the sides and let them dry. And then off camera, I might go back and add paint. Some of them I can always add paint to later on even. So yeah, we'll see. We are just going to play around. I've got different kinds of paints here. And I mentioned in my last video, a lot of these paints like these are just from the Dollar Tree or Dollar General for $1. So, you know, use whatever you have. Then I've got some tempera paints. I did get these at Hobby Lobby. I mentioned them before. They were like $4.99, and you get like, this is like 16 ounces. So that was a pretty good deal. And these might have even been on sale when I was there. Then I think these are from the Dollar General. These were like $3 for 6 ounces. I haven't used these yet. So we're just going to play around. I've got my brayer that I might use here. Any kind of mark making tools, these little sponges you can get at the Dollar Tree. If you've got a sponge by your kitchen sink, I mean, you can take the caps. A lot of times I take caps from my glue sticks or these, and you can make marks with these. This was part of some thread spool, and I took it apart, so I might use this. So you can use things that you just have laying around. And we're just gonna put some paint down. And I'm gonna use my brayer here. Okay, and if you don't have a brayer, which I got mine with my jelly plate, but you might not have one. So before I had my brayer, this was like my favorite method to do. I just would squirt paint and take an old library card. This is a healthcare card, an old credit card, gift card. I think I've got like a glue scraper that you could use too. I've seen those at the Dollar Tree. Or you can just use a paintbrush also. I wonder if I have any black paint. Okay, I am going to use one of these bottoms here as sort of a palette. And I'm going to try this. Like I said, this is just the end of a ribbon, a spool of ribbon. And I thought, oh, it's nice and heavy duty. I thought this would be great as a mark making tool. Now, I'm not putting like tons of thought into colors here. I'm just basically getting some color down on the paper. Just to have some color for our journals. This is going to be probably more of an art journal style. And we don't have to put paint on all of these either. I like some with just the plain paper bag look because I like that rustic look. That's why I thought maybe we'll just do one side and then we can have the other side plain, and maybe we can spray on those. We're just flying by, so I'm going to set this aside and let this dry. So this is one of my favorite things to do, is make painting papers. I love to make these on all different kinds of papers. I like to use music paper. Now, we will probably use different styles of papers in this series, but for this collaboration that I'm doing in September, I'm just going to use paper sacks for this, I think. Let's just make a total paper bag journal. But yeah, I love doing this with music paper, with old book pages, and just getting some color down. Let's see, a little blue here. And also, this is just fun because this is very messy. I love it. It's like hanging out with the kindergartners and back to the day when first grade, kindergarten, I mean, just making a mess and playing was just like so much fun. So very carefree. All right, let's see. Now, I've never really sort of done this before, but you could really get messy. and do some splotting. Let me see if I have, I've got a paintbrush here. And I've seen other people sort of do this. Well, yeah, okay, now it's working. I guess let's see if we add, okay, yeah, add a little water, add a little paint, polka dots are fun. So that's a different look. That reminds me a little bit of like confetti art. Let's see. Just playing around. These sponge things are nice to use. Okay. Some of these are on their way out. Yeah. Some of these are really watered down. Like, I know that oranges. It's okay. I was looking to see if I had some black. I do have a little black. Whoop. See, that's what I need to do. Is just that. Okay. There we go. All right. And when these dry, we can always go back and do some fun stuff with markers. I like to add doodles with my markers and, you know, just add some more elements, more color. That's always kind of fun. Okay, we're moving on. And one of these we might end up using for the master board also. We'll see. Might set one aside. We'll see. Otherwise, we can make another one. We'll probably do that in a separate video. As you can see, I kind of like the bright neon colors. Got this bright green here. And yeah. Something about adding black to the bright colors that just makes things pop out. I love adding black. There's something about black circles I like to add. Okay. All right, I'm going to do this big, large one that doesn't even fit on camera because I think I'm going to end up folding this up and making a pocket out of this one. So I will do one more here with you guys, and then I will do the other ones. I'm just going to sort of do the same method. I'm just going to put some paint down, use my brayer, my scraper, my sponges. Maybe let's do some blue. I feel like maybe we'll do this one with some blues and greens and maybe yellows. Let's see. And then we'll add some black. I've got this yellow. And sometimes when I do this, yeah, I usually start with like 2 or 3 colors. And then maybe I'll add the black with the sponge. That way you don't get like a muddy mess. Let's see, we can try this method here. Yeah, it's just, okay, let's set that aside. Got all this extra. And I'm just wiping that off on that page. Okay. You get messy, guys, get messy. All right, let's see. Let's add a little of this purple because it's on its way out. Oh yeah, brayers are fun. I do recommend, if you don't have one, you can get one pretty decent off of Amazon, or I'm sure you can get them at the craft store. I like, they add a fun element. Okay, maybe trying to roll out to all the edges here. Let's see if we can get a little more yellow in here. And just blot it around. I do want to add some black. Add some white. You know, I'm not worrying about my sponge, intermixing them. This is freedom. I could do this for hours. I do sometimes. I just make a big mess and then I let everything dry over on my little futon couch. I put a sheet down, and usually I can't let stuff dry outside because it's usually windy. Sometimes I've done that before. If I could film outside, I would. Maybe I'll work on that because that would be the best place to do the food coloring spraying, because that is messy. I'm out in my shop, so it's all good out here. I really like how that one turned out. All right, guys, so basically today we have added some paint to our pages. Like I said, I think I have 7 or 8 paper sacks here, all cut down, and I'm going to continue here. I think I've got 3 or 4 more bags. I'm going to add more paint to them. And I think I'm just going to keep it to the one side, and then we can play around with, you know, maybe folding it this way, and this will be the inside, outside will be plain, and then vice versa. We can fold it this way. And so we've got a painted side and a plain side. I like that just because I like the plain paper bag too, because I've got some ideas to what we can do with that. So we've got our paper sacks all painted. In the next video, which I'm not sure when that will be, because I'm going to try to have 2 videos. I will definitely have one every Sunday in the month of September to go along with this challenge here. But in the next video here, which will be sometime coming up in this week, because this is Sunday the 30th, so it'll either be sometime this week, and then I plan on September 7th having another video. What we'll do is we will put them together and we will work on our cover. And I haven't decided what I'm going to do for the cover, but you guys can do whatever you want to do. If you have an image that you want to add from a magazine or a children's book, or something that you found that you printed off wherever, you can add that. I think mine is going to have some type of image. I might draw something. I might use one of my other drawings. I think for the cover, I don't even know. I might have the cover just be a plain paper and not the painted. We'll see. Like I said, some of this I just create in my mind as I go along. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this and that this gave you some ideas and inspiration to just have fun with paint for this series or for anything that you're working on. All right, I will see you in the next video. We will work on the cover, and maybe we'll work on something else also. Maybe we will work on some pockets. So if you do have the bottoms of the paper sacks, go ahead and do the same process. Add some paints, because we're going to use these in the journal also somewhere. All right, guys, I hope you find some sunshine. I hope you have some fun playing with some paints. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you real soon.